I'm Cheryl Algie from Kerrang in Northern Victoria, Australia, and tonight I'm going to show you quite a few different ideas for the Merriest Moments bundle, which includes a hybrid embossing folder. I've used that before, just earlier on when we first got it. So this is what I'm talking about. You get the right way up, yes, goody. You get the stamp set, you get the dies, and you get the hybrid embossing folder. Just for those who aren't aware, I'll just explain, because I'm probably not going to, I've done a lot of pre-embossing and die cutting just so that you don't have to sit here forever watching me do that, because I know most of my ladies know how to do that. So but with this folder, because it's a bit different to other products that we've had, this is the only die that actually fits into the folder. So you can pop that in there and that will die cut. I haven't actually used it like that for a little bit though, but it will. Actually had forgotten it does that. What I've been doing is cutting it out, because I really like to use this piece here that is, oh hang on, no, I'm telling you the wrong thing. It doesn't fit in there. It's this one that fits in there. And why I haven't been using it for these cards is because I've been using the other one, which cuts out and has more detail. And it actually fits with the embossing folder as well. All will be revealed once we get going. I've got that up the wrong way. It goes here, and it kind of, once I get it around the right way, which way am I? Oh, it's right the first time, I think. What am I doing? You can tell I haven't used this for a while, can't you? There, it locks in on that side, does it? As it cuts, no, it's got to lock in on this side. You can tell I haven't used this much. So it must be that way. Must be that way. Wasn't planning on showing you this, obviously. And it does, yeah, there we go. It does lock in. There, that's locked in there. So it's the opposite way to what you think, I guess. Oh no, that's right. So it locks in on the side with the Stampin' Up on it. It'll lock in there. You can pop your cardstock through there and it will cut and emboss at the same time. So I finally got there. Sorry about that. But how I've been using it is, and the beauty of it is, if you use this one, you can cut your piece out with this, and then because you can see, it's a bit hard without a piece of paper, hang on, I'll grab you mightn't be able to see on that one because it's white. Where is it? This one here. I have embossed and die cut a piece of vellum, white velvet, just to show you. So you can actually, if you die cut it and you think, oh, I forgot to emboss, you can actually, or if you emboss it and then think, oh, I wanted to cut that out, you can, I hope everyone can see that, you can quite easily pop it through again. I have done that before. So you can see there, it's quite easy to line up again. So you can pop it through and emboss it again, which is a good thing to be able to do as well. Okay, enough about that. I'm not sure if I'm going to be, yes, I am going to be using that, but not until last because I'm going to make a mess on that folder. I'll just pop them away so nothing gets lost. So that's that set. I have actually used a scrap of white velvet with this to, not for a card I'm doing tonight, but just to show you, the Eden's Garden. I did use, which one was it? I did use a stamp out of the Christmas to Remember for one of the cards, and I did use some of these stitched rectangles for another. Also used, I should be telling you what pages these are, so let's go through. Merriest Moments set, the first one that I spoke about, is on page 43 of the mini catalogue. The Merry Melody embossing folder, which is this one with the music on it, it's on page 42 of the mini. The white velvet sheets, you want to know what they look like, page 37 of the mini. The red velvet sheets are page 47. I thought they were on the same page. Let's check. I've written down the wrong number. Let's see. Help if I had that the right way, wouldn't it? No, page 41. Yeah, that is page 37 and page 41. Okay. They're a little bit hard to see, especially this folder. It's easy to miss. And I've used the Eden's Garden Designer Series paper, the cotton paper, on the Eden's Garden dies just for that one card. And what else? On page 135 of the annual catalogue, I have used the gold and rose gold metallic paper. That's this one. It's 6x6. It is stunning. I've just used that for my flower centres. And this is the cotton paper I'm talking about, Eden's Garden. And you're all familiar with the gorgeous, I just love this, the gorgeous DSP. I've not checked whether that's still available. That was naughty of me, wasn't it? But for most of these cards, you could get away with the, actually I didn't mention those, the Tidings of Christmas DSP, which is also in the annual catalogue, so that's this one. Okay, so let's pop these all aside. I think this is the only thing I'm going to have to use. And I'm going to start with a simple card just to show you that this set does not have to be complicated. You can use just stamps, ink and paper. So to begin my card, I have cut a piece of our grid paper. I've cut a piece that's 3/4 of an inch because that is the measurement for my sentiment. Oops, that's dirty on there. Need a baby wipe. Just grab baby wipe for that, so I don't get ink on anything else. Anybody else here? Hello everyone. Hello Denise. Jeanette. Hello Barry. Maria. Mandy. Hi Sharon. And Gail. Hi everyone. So I measured my sentiment and that was about where I want that to go. So then you just take a piece of your grid paper, cut a piece that's 3/4 of an inch or however wide your sentiment is. Now you're going to line it up on one of your lines, pop it in there. Card I did before, I just used, and I think I got this idea from Ruth, the Artful Stamper. She has some wonderful ideas. I did a card, or did the front of a card. I did a couple of cards a while back when I first got that. So this is what we're going to do. And you can make that as simple or as complicated as you like. So if you want to do a few quick Christmas cards, you have your paper all set up, you just go for it with your leaves, and you've got a card in no time. It's just a matter of mounting it up and away you go. But I'm not using this set this time. I'm actually adding a bit of texture with some cherry cobbler spatter. Now, I'll grab out my inks for this one. I like to start with the lightest ink first, so I used Pear Pizzazz, Evening Evergreen and Garden Green. I should have probably re-inked. I did some re-inking before. I should have probably re-inked my Garden Green. It's getting a little bit dry. Anyway, I'm going to start with the Pear Pizzazz and this stamp here. And I've just got the sticky note torn in half. Wherever I got that. Need it up that way, you silly woman. And I'm just going to be guided by my card I did earlier. Great cards for when you're in a hurry. Haven't got time to mass produce. Probably shouldn't have had that exactly opposite, but never mind. That one can go there. Okay. That away before I make a mess. And then what did I do? Oh, I used the... I want to use the biggest. I like to, I don't know if that's a thing or not, if that's what you should do, but I like to use the biggest stamps first. Makes sense to me so that you can fit them all in. I did go over my leaf a bit too much. You just want to make sure when you're doing that you don't go like that, so you've got half a leaf on one side and half on the other. Probably got that a bit far up. I'm using a smaller bit of paper, I think, because I had some thick white that I had cut down for something else and I wanted to use it, so it's going to be a little bit different to my other one. Do that. And then I want it to go straight up, but you can see what I mean. I don't want to, and I don't also want to get ink on my paper. Just I've got my Post-it in the way a little bit. Could use some washi tape too. Not just go straight up with that. No, I need something different. Straight up, perhaps. I don't want them all going the same way. That one I went straight up, but I need it's a bit long, so if your stamp's a bit long, just want to put that there too, so that I don't get half a stem and half a stem, and I think I'll go straight up with that one. And I might come straight down here. Not quite as long. Try not to have them all symmetrical. Try for a more uneven look. Looks better. And then our smallest one. Going to do in the re-inked Evening Evergreen, so that should be nice and dark. looking for a gap. Oh, that is very dark. It's probably going to take a bit to dry, that is. Go out a little bit. And I might just go straight there so I'm not going over. It's almost black, isn't it? It'll probably dry, not quite so black. Hopefully. I'll go like that. Just put another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, maybe we'll leave it at that actually. Then we'll grab our cherry cobbler. Hi Glenda. Hi Robin. Hi Marie. Hi Noreen. Oops, that's not cherry cobbler. That's raspberry. Where's my cherry cobbler? It is. So just probably don't need to make sure, I do need to make sure it's straight because I've got to do my sentiment first. Just some spatter, just to add a bit of texture. Remove that because it's in the road of where I want to go. I need that for my sentiment, so which is here. Then we take that out of there. And this is what you have. Then lining it up again on your line and centering it. Stamp your sentiment. Okay, find the card pieces that I have cut up. So I'm just using a piece of thick Whisper White. Not Whisper White, basic white, isn't it? You could pop that up on dimensionals, but this is a quick card for a beginner stamper, so that you don't need lots of supplies. Just your stamp set and your inks and some paper, and away you go. Just checking where I've got that. So because it's folded that way, I need to go this way. Just with your Tombow. You can use whatever measurements you like. I liked a bit more of a pop of red for that one of the cherry cobbler. I just felt that it gave it a little bit more texture. If I can get that off, probably not. Just want to now do this bow. That's all I'm going to do on the inside and the envelope. Just keeping it nice and simple. Because this is thick, I'm not going to put an insert. Oops, need to ink that up properly though. Roughly about the centre. And the same on the envelope. Can put it there. Whoops. Had a bit of trouble with this stamp doing that. Maybe I moved it too quick. That's a good recovery. And then if you like, you can pop one on the back of the envelope as well. So, and I did see a red rhinestone floating around here that must have fallen out before, so we'll use him. And we're going to put him. You don't have to use rhinestones, you can keep it as simple as you like. But we do have the cherry cobbler in the holiday rhinestones to add some interest to your card. Whoops, where did you go? There. Just put you there because I think I'm going to need you again. So there's the first card, just a simple card with no fuss at all. There's the one I did previously. Pretty much the same principle. Okay. Now, let's see what I might do this one next. I actually might clean some of these. It's already clean. Sorry, I'm a bit noisy. Not sure if I need those inks again, but that's okay. Now, I've forgotten to, I'll add the person's name in that I cased this card from. I did a bit of casing, so you can see there I've used the just normal vellum, our normal vellum cardstock that's in the annual catalogue, and I have just put it through the whole thing, the whole card front through the folder, and then I don't think you necessarily have to, I have embossed my piece, but I don't think you necessarily have to. I just thought I would, because my first card I used the cotton paper. So, and it was very not very deep, the embossing. So we'll see what this one looks like in the granny apple green once I get it finished. So to get that on there, I'm just going to, everyone will scream when I do this because you'll see it through there. Yeah, I know you will, but we're going to put our little sentiment piece over the top, so it's not going to matter. So then you want to line this up. Over here might be easier if I do it this way. I should have worked out which way up first, shouldn't I? I think it's that way. The person I watch did hers in garden green, so I thought I'd change it and do it in granny apple green and see what the difference might be. Then we're just simply going to pop that on there. I got them both the same, I do. What a miracle. And I wasn't going to, but I did use my little sponge that I like to add the glue with, because without adding the glue, the vellum was popping up on the edges. It wasn't sitting flat. So to add our adhesive to our vellum, I'm going to just put some onto our silicone mat. I'll grab my little sponge on a dauber. I'm just going to add just enough. Doesn't have to be a lot. Just so that it will adhere to the through the basic white. Why am I saying whisper white? Haven't had that for yonks. Come on. This has got to be together. That's got to be together. And you can see that just gives a subtle, what have I got there? Doesn't matter anyway, because the tag's going to go over the top of it. Not too bothered about that. I've got quite a few cards to share with you, but they're pretty easy and pretty fast because I've done a lot of the embossing. Now, cherry cobbler. I'm going to be using cherry cobbler and red, so I've got to watch myself that I don't pick up the wrong one. Because then it's not going to match, is it? I saw a bit of ink on that. We need to get that off. So, I'm using A Joyful Christmas to You and Yours. Line that up on your grid paper. Eyeball that in the centre. Stamp off. Oops. Good if I used the right side to clean it, wouldn't it? And then we're going to cover that messy bit up. I'll dimensional that up. Come here. Dimensionals have been a bit hard to get along with lately. Get off. There, that came off, and then it on again. Okay. Hoping you can't see that little bit there. We could put a rhinestone over it. If you can, no, you can't see that. Must have been a fleck off something. So then that can go onto there. And we've got our flower. That's quite thick enough without adding, you don't want to add any dimensionals to the front. So it's quite thick enough with all the layers it's got there. So a bit of glue down the bottom. Make my insert out. And that can get layered onto the cherry cobbler. And again, for me, I'm just going to be using the same decorations, if you will, for all of these cards, just to make it simpler for me and quicker for you. Pop some glue. You could use a glue dot if you wanted to, or a mini dimensional. would probably work. Not sure if it's too big or not. And this is the gold paper that I showed you before. So that's got a little kick in the... And these flowers are from this set as well. Just need to hold that glue till it adheres. And you can use a bigger dimensional on that. It's very plain, a very plain and very simple card, but I'm sure anyone who received this would be delighted to receive it. Oh, come here. I think I've quite got that centered. There we go. Behave yourself. I could do Wink of Stella, but in the interest of time I won't tonight. Now our insert, I took that out there. I'm going to simply do the granny apple with this evergreen branch stamped off, I think, because the colour of the cardstock is muted, because we've got the vellum over it. So, yeah, I'll do the same on the envelope. We can do two, or we can do, oops, oh, what seems to rock. Whoops. Cover up your mess. Oh, and must have ink on my fingers, never mind, or on the block. Ink somewhere, anyway. That's okay. Then we're going to put our insert in. Just use a bit of snail. Still got a bit of snail left. And I have got inky fingers, but you know what? Too bad, too sad. There we go. We could dress it up a little bit. You could add bits of leaf sprigs or whatever, or you could just leave it plain like that. So it's a fairly subtle, fairly plain card. And there's the other one I showed you before, that was using the cotton paper. Just take it out of the envelope so you can see. It's quite dark. So there's those two. What have we got next? Oh, this one's interesting. Trolling for ideas, and I found this one. So this is why I've done so many cards. So I'll just explain what I've done so far. This is again the cotton paper. I don't know about you guys if you've got it, but I found it difficult to use. So that's why I've used it for this card. So this card I have embossed with the Merry Melodies folder. I'm not sure if the music's up the right way or not, but because of the way I had to put it in the folder, it had to be this way. So that's, if anyone is into music and I've, pardon me, I've done it the wrong way, well, I'm sorry about that. So I might not do that just yet. I just might glue my little flower, as I said, and this is the red velvet I'm using for this. I might glue those two together so that I don't lose them. You can just go in there with your bone folder. Anyone asking any questions? Thanks, Glenda. Thanks, Rhonda. Hi, Angela. Now, I find that little curly bit which is there. Press him down. I think I'm done with them. Now, trimmer. Where are you? This time we're going to do something a little bit different. I think I went 5. Did I or go 5.5? I think I went 5. This lass, I think it was Laura Seiki. She put it on the demo party planning. She had used vellum, shimmer vellum, which I could have used, but as I said, I was trying to find ways to use this paper. So and there was no instructions. People were asking how she did it, and she wasn't giving away any secrets. So I just decided, well, I'll just try and work that out myself. So I think I have successfully worked that out. So when you've got your glue on your mat, that's all you do. Just roll it up like that once it's dry, and then your mat's clean. So I figured I might need my mat. And I think I'll do the sentiment first, because I might need to stick that down. I'm just working this one out as I go. I can't even remember what I did the first time, but I'll just, piece by piece, I'll just show you what I did. What colour's my flower? It's red, real red, so I need, I don't know if I need that again. Just pop it. Where do you live, Cherry Cobbler? There. So just going to do, oops, my greeting in real red. What did I use on the first one? I used that. And I just used green. I'm going to use red this time, I think, because of my red flower. But you can use whatever. Just making sure that's the right way up. And this is from the rectangle framelets, stitched rectangles, which, as I said earlier, are in the annual catalogue. Then we're going to layer these pieces together. So I think what I did, get out of there. I think what I did was I put this on here first. Used wet glue because I wouldn't like to, I haven't tried, but I wouldn't like to use, actually I'll use it on here. I wouldn't like to use a runner, tape runner on this, because I fear it would just all tear. The person who did this, Laura, she cut this rectangle you get in the set down, but I decided to make life easier for myself and go with the one that's a little bit longer, but it doesn't really matter, as you'll see. So then you have this, and then, as I said before, I ran that through the embossing folder, And then I wasn't sure what DSP I wanted to use. But I have cut this because the green looked a bit too dark, so I think I'm going to go with that. And this was, I've cut 3 centimetres off this, and I've cut this at 3.5 just to make sure that I had enough room so that it wasn't leaving any cardstock showing. And again, I've just used the 1 layer. So again, quite a simple, easy card. I like to leave it a little bit longer so that I can just, and I should not have put glue right along it. That was silly. I didn't think I had. Anyway, got a gluey finger now. And then I'll just take my scissors. Just make sure that's all dry first, because it is inclined to jump off when you cut it. It's not quite dry. I think mine's dry. Anyway, you get the idea. And then with this, we just, got the label there, haven't I? I think perhaps I may have, I should have. Oh no, I think I can do that. I think I can put it down further. Not quite sure how I adhered that. How did I? To get my card out to see. What did I do? Oh, I've used dimensionals on there. On just half of it. Okay, let's do that. Where did they go? Just make sure you put them on the right half. So I want them on the half that's going, oops, on the card. Obviously, you don't really have to use dimensionals, but that's up to you. Not sure if I've got enough on there, but in the interest of time, oops, I've done them the wrong way around. You guys knew that, didn't you? I don't want to tear it because you will see. Get on there. Okay. Just try and center it. And there we go. But there's more. We've got a little flower to put there, haven't we? So a little flower can go there. If you've, you can see there. I'll just point that out. Oh, stuck to my paper. Get my eraser to get that off. Just so that you can see there. You can, with your trimmer, you can cut in between and then cut around. See where that flower there, that leaf there has been cut off sharp? Or you can make sure that was underneath. I didn't make sure it was underneath, so I'm going to put my flower there, and that will hide that if anyone did happen to spot it. Over my half leaf. Grab another rhinestone. I think we just need, I've used a gold one there. I'm going to use a red one for this one. No, not a, Not a cherry copper, no. Actually, with the gold there, I might actually use gold. Where's my gold ones? There we go. Because there's gold, can you see the gold in the paper there? So that would look, oh, well, I don't know. Do I want to use gold on gold, do I? Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, that looks all right. You can tell that it's got an embellishment on it. Let's see where else we need them. I don't know if we do need them anywhere else, actually. You could get away with just that one, but let's just go a bit crazy. I want to have it symmetrical, do I? Because that's 4 there, I'm not going to count the flower. We're going to have 5 on here. Okay, just like that. On my other one, I just used up some of those clear ones that are retired because it wasn't for anything. It was just my sample. So there you go. There's those two. Now the one that Rhonda's waiting for, that I had half started when she was here yesterday. And you guys are going to tell me how to finish it off. Yes, you are. Oh, I haven't finished yet, have I? I need to just decorate the envelope. So let's just put a sprig on the back in the evening evergreen. We don't really need to do anything on the front. It's not a naked envelope. I'm not going to put that on top there because I fear that ink is wet. Now, get a few things out the road because I'm going to get messy. Swap those up there out the way for a bit. I nearly forgot, this was the one I wanted to show you. Then I nearly forgot that I'd done all these other ones, and I nearly forgot, oh, I was going to do that, wasn't I? The one that I wouldn't tell Rhonda how I did. I got this idea, not this same idea, but the general gist of this idea from the Pampered Stamper, who had done this with, and this is another reason why I inked up this folder. She had done this, and you want to ink it on the Stampin' Up side. She had done it with the new, coming in the new catalogue, in the new mini, is a set that's got a heart in the middle. I don't know what it's called, I've forgotten. And she'd done it, looked stunning. She had done it on black. She'd used Memento onto red cardstock. And I was doubtful whether she would get the effect that she was going for. But she did, and it looked beautiful, looked stunning. So I think I've got that all inky. Just going to make sure my... just going to put some more ink here actually. Doesn't really matter about that centre bit because we'll put a cinnamon over there. Just going to make sure my die cutting machine is set up to emboss. I'll just show you the sandwich that you use. Hopefully I don't fall over my chair on the way. So then we're going to carefully place our cardstock in our folder. And then it's going to go, we've got no plate on there, just that and just our grey plate, or if you've got the blue plate, it would work with your blue plate. And through the machine. Now the big reveal. Ta-da! We have this. Now, it's going to show you what I did, and you're going to tell me. Oh, where's the other one? Oh, it's in here, of course. So, here's one I'd already done, and Rhonda liked the one on the soft, is it called soft succulent paper. When I did the soft succulent, I didn't quite like it, so I did it on the white. And Rhonda said, oh, I love that. So, will we use that as is, or will we cut it down? This is the same idea. That's what I did, and then I cut it out. And then did I emboss it again? I don't think I did. It doesn't appear to squash it down. It's still quite embossed. So while I wash off this folder, you can tell me, do I cut it down or do I use it like it is? Yeah, I'm using soft succulent, just as is. Leave it. Okay, I'll leave it. Leave it and put it on. What did I have here? I need to cut it down though to fit on there, so I'm going to cut that down just with my tabletop trimmer. So like that, you guys. You happy with that? Well, I haven't finished yet. Where's my bits of paper? So I had, if we were going to cut it out, I did have a piece of white velvet cut and embossed. I was going to pop underneath, but we can just do that. And we can just put our flower and the flower in cherry cobbler. That's possibly a richer colour for this card. I'll grab out my little flower to put there. Are we happy with the way that looks? Oh, goodness. Way too much glue. Okay, I'm spurting out. Okay, where's that little wiggly leaf? got to stamp with our cherry cobbler. Put the red away. Grab out the cherry cobbler. Same sentiment. I was going to say we could have it either way, but we can't now because I've put the sentiment that way and our flower there. Happy with that? Very happy. Okay, good. That was a lot easier, guys. So even better. What is it with this glue? Must be the warm weather. Putting it everywhere all of a sudden. We may not have cut that down enough, but hey, we're going to go with that. Now we need dimensionals for the rest. Good, I can put that oozy glue away. And the idea of the flower just in the centre, or you could have two flowers. You could stamp your flowers like I did on this one. You could stamp your flowers and cut them out. I've got a bit of ribbon there. I got the idea of using the die cuts for the flowers and thought, how easy is that? Not having to stamp and die cut them, from my lovely friend Denise, who lives in Benalla. So if you are Denise's demonstrator, thank you so much for sharing this idea with her. I did message, I just got this yesterday and I already decided that this was what I was going to do. So then when I received Denise's card, I went a little bit crazy on, as you will see, on different techniques. I don't know how Denise got, I did text her and she was out for dinner last night and she said she thinks she used a roller. So I'll explain further in a minute. We don't have rollers. I tried with a roller and it was just like as if I'd sponged it. So, and I also tried, I'll show you these in a sec. I also tried using a marker on the folder and still didn't get the same effect. I'll show you those in just a sec. So that can go wherever we like. Inside can just have same as before, just a sprig. I'm going to go quickly because I have got cards to show you. Pop that there. Pop this one here. Oh, that's where I'm getting the ink from. Get rid of that. Ah, I don't know why I keep doing that. Anyway, it's a pretty good recovery. Get rid of all this inkiness before I show you those cards and get them all messed up. Don't think I've got any other ones that are inky. Showed you that. And we just need to pop that in there. leave that wet glue alone. It's driving me nuts all of a sudden, getting everywhere. There is just so much you can do with this set. I mean, you can, the gold, if you emboss this in and die cut and emboss it in gold and pop it on your rich colours like your cherry cobbler or your blackberry bliss, it does look stunning. There's the other one that I did earlier. Same thing, but I cut, my ink was a lot drier, as you can see by that, and I die cut it after I'd embossed it. So I was going to use that one there onto that bit of paper, but we can save that paper for another day. So the other ones that I played with, I've showed you that already, same as the other one, just onto the white, so whichever colour you prefer. This one, this is the one I used, the Eden's Garden die. I had that already cut out in the white velvet, so, and I actually cut this down. This is, believe it or not, is shaded spruce. The front of the card is red velvet, stuck onto, adhered onto real red, and then I've put the Eden's Garden die cut. This one, that's this one. I already had it cut out in the white velvet. So I thought, oh, I wonder what that'll look like. And then I came up with this. I have actually cut this down. I've sponged it with shaded spruce, just with my brush. And then I've cut it in half as before, but I haven't layered it on top. I've used I've used another rectangle out of the stitched rectangles and just got my flower there, and I really love how that one turned out. As you can see, you can do as little or as much as you like. This one, that's the one I used my marker, and by my marker I mean these markers. Do not use your blends markers on your folder. Oh, the folder's out there now. Just grab this one and show you what I mean. So what I mean is I just coloured onto my folder, onto the leaves, to see if that would give the effect of Denise's, but it didn't. So I'm not quite sure. She can't remember what she did, and I'm not quite sure. So I kind of gave up on that one, because nothing I did with any current product would produce the same effect. Now this one, I've embossed that with the Merry Melody, is it Merry Music folder, and then and that's in the white velvet as well. Then I've used the red velvet, and I've turned that around so that it's not like it's opposite way round, and I love how that's striking, that is. And what did I do there? I think I sponged. Yeah, I think I sponged. Yeah, I must have, because if I had put it on the folder I would get this. Yeah, I sponged that, probably before I die cut it, because if you do it after, if you did it after, you'd risk tearing the leaves. So I quite like that effect as well. I didn't find out what Denise did, but I was happy with, that's Denise O'Brien, not the two Denises that are watching me here. Denise O'Brien isn't on Facebook, but her demonstrator might well watch this video and think, oh, okay, I know her. So yeah, so that's Denise's card. It's really pretty, really gorgeous. She's done a beautiful job, and she's inspired me. Now this one, I shall just say, I firstly embossed with names, that folder, this folder that's in here. because it was so dark, the time worn type, which is in the mini, it was really dark and it wasn't really giving the effect that I wanted. So then I went and embossed it with this same folder. Okay, and then I've turned the die cut around so that it's not exactly on top. And then I got my Wink of Stella and I added a bit of sparkle around there. So just to explain how I did that one. Didn't think you'd want to sit through all of them. So yeah, so that's my lot for tonight. I'll just pop these out so that you can see. Probably should have had a plain bit of paper. So there's that one. There is that one. And where's my other ones? Oh, over here. That's the other one we did tonight. And oops, it's this one. This one. So 4 cards. I hope you've enjoyed what I've shared with you. Yes, I have, Maria. Thanks, Denise. Thanks, Glenda. Hi, Myrtle. Wow, Rhonda. Yes. Thanks, Gail. Thanks, Jacqueline. Thanks, Belinda. Thanks, Sharon. Hi, Rita. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for watching. You've been very patient with me tonight. So we've been here for over an hour. So thanks so much and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.